Have you ever looked at your phone, seen a message from your boss saying, "We need to talk," and immediately felt your stomach drop? Your heart starts racing, your palms get sweaty, and you think, "That's it. I made a huge mistake. I'm going to get fired today." We do this all the time, don't we? We create a disaster in our heads before we even know the truth. Well, today I'm going to help you stop doing that. We are going to learn a very special English phrase to help you stay calm. And at the same time, we're going to upgrade your vocabulary so you can sound more professional. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, instead of just reading a list of words, I want to tell you a short story. It's a story about a guy named Mark. Mark is a lot like us. He works hard, he tries his best, but sometimes he worries a little too much. So, here is the situation. It's a normal morning. Mark is sitting at his desk, maybe drinking his coffee, feeling good. Suddenly, ding, he gets a notification. It's a message from his manager. The message is very short. It just says, "We need to talk now." Now, how would you feel? Mark felt terrible. He immediately started thinking about the past. He remembered that last week he sent the wrong file to a client. He starts thinking, "Oh no, the manager found out. She's angry. She's going to yell at me." Mark meets his friend Sarah, and he looks totally stressed out. Sarah asks him, "Mark, what happened? You look so worried." Mark explains the text message. He tells her, "I think I did something wrong. I sent that bad file last week. I'm in trouble." This is where the lesson begins. Sarah looks at him and gives him the best advice possible. She says, "Mark, don't jump to conclusions." Now, I want to pause the story right here. This is actually a great example of daily English conversation practice because this happens in real life all the time. Sarah is telling Mark to stop guessing the future. She says, maybe it's something simple. Maybe she just wants to check your progress. But Mark is still nervous. He says, "But managers are scary. I keep thinking about the worst possibility." Sarah reminds him, "Mark, you work hard. You fix your mistakes. Don't judge the situation until you have the facts." So Mark decides to wait. He goes to the meeting at 3 p.m., and guess what? It was probably nothing bad at all. He promised to call Sarah after to tell her the news. Now that we know Mark's story, I want to look closely at three very important words and phrases we used. If you want to speak fluent English, you need to understand these deeply. The first one, and the star of our video today, is the phrase "jump to conclusions." What does this really mean? Imagine you were watching a movie. You watch 5 minutes, and then you turn off the TV and say, "Oh, I know how it ends. The hero dies." You don't know that. You didn't watch the whole movie. You jumped from the beginning straight to the end. When we jump to conclusions in real life, we decide something is true without having all the facts. If your friend doesn't text you back and you think, "He hates me," you are jumping to conclusions. If Mark thinks he's getting fired just because his boss wants to talk, he is jumping to conclusions. So, the next time you are worrying for no reason, tell yourself, stop jumping to conclusions. The second word I want to teach you is client. In the story, Mark sent the wrong file to a client. A client is usually someone who pays for a service or professional help. Lawyers have clients. Web designers have clients. Mark has clients. If you work in an office, you will hear this word every single day. The third word is possibility. Mark said, "I keep thinking about the worst possibility." A possibility is simply something that could happen. It's a chance. Is there a possibility of rain today? Maybe. Is there a possibility you will learn English perfectly? Yes, absolutely. Now, I want to go a little deeper. Why is this lesson important for your speaking skills? Many people think learning English is just about memorizing lists, but it's actually about understanding the feeling behind the words. This is the best way to learn English vocabulary for beginners and intermediates alike, by connecting the words to emotions. Think about Mark again. Was he cheerful? No, he was anxious. Why was he anxious? Because of a possibility that wasn't even real yet. When you practice speaking, I want you to try to act like Sarah. Sarah is the calm one. She uses logic. She says, "Don't judge before you know the facts." Let's practice a mental exercise. I'm going to ask you some questions about the story I just told you. I want you to answer me out loud. Yes, talk to your screen. It might feel funny, but this is how you train your brain to speak faster. Question 1. Why was Mark worried? Answer. He got a message from his manager saying we need to talk. Question 2. Did the manager say she was angry in the text message? No, she didn't. She just said they needed to talk. Mark guessed she was angry. Question 3. What was the mistake Mark made last week? He sent the wrong file to a client. Question 4. What advice did Sarah give Mark? She told him to not jump to conclusions and to stay calm. So, if you could answer those questions, that means your listening skills are doing great. So, how do you take this lesson and use it in your real life? I have a challenge for you for the next week. I want you to use the phrase jump to conclusions at least once. Maybe you're watching the news with your family and someone says something that isn't proven yet. You can say in English, hey, let's not jump to conclusions. Also, try the shadowing technique with this video. You can rewind to the part where I told the story about Mark. Listen to one sentence I say, pause the video, and then repeat it exactly how I said it. Copy my speed, copy my emotion. If I sound excited, you sound excited. If I sound serious, you sound serious. This helps your mouth muscles get used to the shape of English words. It's like going to the gym for your tongue. Remember, learning a language is a journey. Just like Mark, sometimes you might make a mistake, like sending the wrong file or using the wrong word. But don't jump to conclusions and think you are bad at English. You are doing a great job just by being here and practicing. If you found this lesson helpful and you want to keep training your brain with me, please hit that like button. It really helps the video reach more people. And don't forget to subscribe to 10 Minute English Academy so you never miss a lesson. I'll see you in the next video.